Howdy beautiful people of the internet. Welcome back to another episode of my E46 drift build. So Melbourne has opened up, lockdown is lifted, the ring of steel has gone, we can travel more than 25 kilometers, so there's a drift event coming up in a couple of weeks at the end of November. So that means I've got to get some odds and ends done on the car and get it ready for the drift day. So these are some things that I'm going to be doing. So I've got some new tail lights. These actually go in the boot. So these go in the boot here. As you can see, that's missing, and the lens on this one has fallen off. Basically that's how the car came. I've got a new accelerator pedal to put in it, because on my one this bit is actually snapped off and it is not achieving full throttle. So as you can see here, mine has snapped off here. So when I push this down, it pushes down, and then this hits on the stop here, and then I can actually push the pedal in further. So it's not getting full throttle. I've got a shift knob to put in it, because as you would have seen in one of my previous episodes, I put a short shifter in it, and the original knob here is just too loose. So we're doing away with that, and we're going to fit up a different gear knob. Got some toe straps, one for the front, one for the rear, because you need towing points. And the only tow points on this car is you've got to pop this out, and then you've got this hook that screws into here. So I don't want to be running that, obviously, because it's too big and bulky, and if I need to be towed, I don't want to have to put it in and out every time that I need to be towed, if I need to be towed. And also putting a fire extinguisher in it, because that is one of the recommendations in the scrutineering. So that's what I'm up to in this episode. Now first things first, what I have to do, so I bought these new lights second hand, and on one of them it's actually starting to the lens is starting to lift. I can do this one-handed, as you can see there. So what I'm going to do is pop it off and re-glue it. As you can see on this one here, someone's already done that. You can see all the excess silicone kind of sticking out the sides here. So basically that's exactly what I'm going to do. Just take a minute to appreciate this new workbench. If you didn't see on my channel, I just built this workbench the other day, so there's a video on there, you can watch that. But yeah, it's just so good having a nice space to work on stuff with, and also having my toolbox right there. I can just get tools out, bam, just work on it, instead of heading out to my trailer out there and yeah, being a pain in the ass. So let's just take a minute to appreciate the workbench. That didn't turn out the cleanest, but oh well. Now I'm going to let that dry and move on to the throttle pedal. Alrighty, so apparently this here, this tab, I'll just push this forwards. And it's meant to unlock. Oh, there we go. That was seriously hard to get out. What the fuck? Alright, now this top bit, apparently you just spin it up and it slides off. Oh, nice. Right, I'm just going to vacuum up that stuff and try and vacuum out any dirt and stuff that's down in that hole there, just to make the installation a little bit easier. Hopefully this new one fits and wasn't damaged when they pulled it out, because it is a second-hand one. Otherwise, she will not be going back in. Alrighty, just chucked a bit of grease in the hole there so she slides on nicely and keeps it lubricated for throttling. Alright, let's try and chuck this bad boy in. I'm going to try and put the that end in first and then slip this into the carpet. Yes! Now we get full throttle. Phew. While I've got the grease out, I might lube up all these pivot points on the hydro, because if you watch the episode with the hydro install, this was really creaky when I was pulling on it. Yeah, you can hear that. So I want to lubricate all the bushes so it doesn't creak anymore. Got that all greased up. It is still a little bit creaky though. See? Not sure why. But not going to be probably hearing that bouncing off the limiter at 7,000 RPM. And if you watch the episode where I installed the hydro and were wondering where I ended up putting all the switches, well, this one here I put back here. All I did was trim the surround here, and I drilled a couple of holes through the surround, and I actually screwed it into an original pickup point there and an original pickup point there, and then these two switches here I've just double-sided taped to underneath there, and then the right hand side window switches I just double-sided taped to here. Alrighty, so the plan with the shift knob is, comes with these 3 different size adapters. So what I'm going to have to do is get the biggest one, and then I have to drill it out to the size of the gear stick, and then I'm going to press fit that onto the gear stick, maybe even glue it on, and then I can screw the gear knob onto this adapting bush. So as you can see, I've got our bush, and that doesn't quite fit over there. So as you couldn't see in that last little clip, this is 13.8. So now I'm going to drill this out. I might drill it to 13.5 and then see if I can press it on. I've screwed my adapter into my shift knob, that way it's easier to hold and in the vise. And let's fucking appreciate this workbench again, because I fitted the vise when I didn't want to fit the vise. So now I want to mount up this vise. I wasn't going to do it, but I thought I may as well just do it now, because I need it on a bench, and if I don't do it now, you know, there's probably going to be a time in a couple of days where I'm like, fuck, I wish that vise was on a bench. So I'm just going to do it now. So yeah, and I knew I was going to need it, so I did. So fucking appreciate this bench. So I don't have a 13.5, but I've got a 13mm drill bit, so I'm going to drill it out with this, see how it goes, and then I might have to kind of just, you know, flap it out a bit with the drill bit. Not quite, might have to ream it out a bit. Well, got it started. Maybe with a bit of a tap it might go on. So I gave it a bit of a tap with my nylon hammer, and now she is on there solid. Can't even turn it. So if you're wondering, I got this gear shift knob off Two Step Garage, so shout out to them, and also shout out to Mike Lake. Yeah, I just messaged him on Instagram and asked him, so he's the owner of Two Step Garage, and I asked him what gear knob to run on this, and he told me to do this, and it's worked out fucking mint. So yeah, shout out to Mike, and also check out his YouTube channel. He's got some pretty epic builds on there, so yeah, go check him out. Alrighty, now time to figure out how to bolt these bad boys up. So I'm thinking I'll just use this original towing hole to mount this up. It's a different thread, so I can't really, like, it's a weird different thread, so I can't really get a bolt and just bolt it straight up. So I think I'm gonna have to nut and bolt it. So yeah, now I'm just gonna work out how to get that in there. Might have to cut this out, or cut underneath here, and then I'll have to space this out just a touch, so that it's not hitting on the bumper bar support. So what I did was, instead of cutting all this out here, I've just cut a slit in the bottom here and then fed the thing up there, and then now the hole lines up inside there, and then I can put a bolt in there and then probably put that back on, and then it'll be nice and neat. So I've got a couple of leftover bolts here that I had from after building that pull-up rig. So they might be a little bit long, I'm not sure, so we might have to space them out quite a fair bit. Otherwise the bolt will run out of thread, the nut will run out of thread. Alright, got this all mounted up. Didn't film much of it because I had to get to the nut behind here, and it's actually quite a tight fit, as you can tell here. So I didn't want to go turn the camera off and on, all that bullshit. One thing, unfortunately, this will not clip back in because the head of the bolt hits this bit here. So we're gonna have to do away with this one. Righty, now it's time to go on to the back one. Alrighty, this one I'm definitely gonna have to cut out around here, just because of the way that this bumper is kind of shaped. This won't be able to slide up underneath here and fit properly, so I have to cut this out. Not some of my best work, but whatever. Now time to get this bad boy on here and figure out how I'm going to get to the back of the nut, because it doesn't look like there's much access under here. So I've just taken this tray off underneath the car here, and there's a dead Spidey and a shit ton of spider webs all up in there, so I think I might vacuum all that out before I go putting my hand up there. Alrighty, she's on. I dicked around, to be honest, a fair bit with this, just trying to get the right bolt and shit happening, but she's all good, bolted up, and you can access the back of the bolt, or to the nut, from under here, as long as you take that panel off that goes here. Also, check out that muffler delete. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. Alrighty, now time to fit up a fire extinguisher. They say that it needs to be mounted in a place that is easily accessible. So I kind of looked at a few spots to put it here, but it's thought that'd just get in the way of the seat rail thingy there. Thought about putting it here, but then thought that may be too hard to kind of try and mount it in there. So I think I'm actually gonna chuck it in here, like so, and just bolt it to the floor with some riv nuts, because that is an accessible place, right? So if I have a crash, or no, not a crash, well yeah, a crash as well, but if something's on fire and I get out of the seat quickly, then this is quite easy to access. Bang. So yeah, I think I'm going to mount it down there. Alrighty, got my nut certs in. Now time to bolt up the bracket. There we go, she's all bolted in. It's the bracket's pretty sturdy. It's just this bottom bit here is flopping around a bit, so I might have to work out a bit of rubber or something in there to stop it from moving around so much. So what I've done is I've gotten one of these super cheap auto applicator pads and popped it in here, and now she doesn't rattle around. Perla. Alrighty, now my tail lights have pretty much set. I'm going to chuck them in. There we go, folks, they're both in. They're not as nice as the tail lights that are in there. So you can see these ones are quite scuffed, and these ones are actually fairly brand new. So they must have been put on the car just before I bought it. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. If I wanted to get new ones, they would have had to come out of Germany or the UK, and it would have been, you know, a 3 or 4 week wait or something like that, and I need them in there for an event that's coming up in a couple of weeks. So I just bit the bullet and got those ones, and just, yeah, went that way. So there we have it, folks. We got the lights, the pedal, the shifter, the toe straps, and the fire extinguisher all done. Alrighty, folks, that's it. Got all the jobs done that I wanted to get done. If you have stuck around this long, thank you very much for watching. If you're new around here, my name's Ant, and I've been building a E46 drift car. You can go to my channel and check out all the rest of the mods that I've done to turn this into a drift car. Yeah, and if you're not new and you've been following along with the build, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for supporting me. I'm really loving getting all the comments and all the support. It's great. And yeah, if you like the video, hit the thumbs up button, and if you're new around here or you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing, and have a great day. Also, let's just appreciate this bench again.